3-1 our score as we go to the fourth. And it has been a while since we saw one in the net. No scoring in that third quarter. And the drought continues for Dallas. 8:25 of the first. And boy, look at the frustration you see right there on the face of Gordon Jago. Doesn't that tell it all? David Doyle, same way, as they are searching for answers. Only 3 goals total against this Sacramento team this year.
It is amazing. It's kind of sad too, because you know everybody's got to get their chance to do well and fare well, but this team has a lot of talent on it. And granted, there's been a number of injuries this year, but Tattoo, just the ultimate competitor in any sport. I don't know that I've ever been an athlete that is there to play with his game face on more consistently than Tattoo.
And you could see it there in Tattoo and Gordon. I mean, there is just seemingly shell-shocked reaction from the players that they have just been so unable to just put any type of pressure on. Sure, they've only got 1 goal, but boy, there have not been many opportunities at all. John Perry now as we restart and switch ends. And Dallas down 2. And one of the problems is you're having to get the ball by one of the best keepers in the whole league, Dan Madsen. Here's Perry. And there's a goal. There's the hat trick for Mark Thomas. From John Perry, Thomas goes bang, bang, bang. 3 goals tonight. And at 4-1, Scott, boy, that seems like 40-1.
Well, you said that not so long ago, but the power play goal, he's right there. He just slides right through, puts the right foot on it. Cortez didn't have a chance, not a prayer. Watch this. This is just a gorgeous pass.
Wow. And what a great redirection by Thomas.
It sure was.
4-1. Sacramento looks like they'll snap the streak.
He dished out the game winner at the All-Star game with time running out earlier this week. 4 shots on goal last night down in Houston. Didn't score. But tonight, as Wally said, he's got the 3-goal hat trick.
4-1. Sacramento. They get the first goal here in the fourth quarter.
This is the longest we've seen Doyle and Tattoo out on the field at one time. Tonight, I think. They're still out there.
The clock becoming the enemy for Dallas. As we are 1/4 of the way through, 1/3 of the way through. Now Madsen holds on to it too long. It's going to be a free kick for Dallas. He's got 5 seconds to let go of that ball. And this time he's called for it. Argues for a minute and gets back in the net.
Directing traffic from his remote location just in front of the net.
Here's Tattoo to restart things. Off of the restart, Dallas gets the goal. And now let's see if Madsen picks up his argument, because he was not happy with the call. There you see Tommy Knox and Madsen both delivering their argument, because Dallas off of the free kick gets the goal. And David Doyle from Tattoo, one time, and just sneaks it right in that corner.
Goal number 24 in the year for number 11, David Doyle. He was tied for 4th place with 23 coming in tonight in the CISL.
Tattoo will get his 2nd point with the assist. And now it's a 4-2 game.
Just under 10 minutes left, so if that can put a little spark in the kicks, maybe we'll have a little more offense here.
Here's Israel Rojas into the game for the first time tonight. One of the 2 newest members of the Sidekicks. Milo, he's got some room. With the save. Oh, a miss by about an inch.
That's a right pocket to the left pocket. Just didn't go. Boy, that's a good break, a lucky break for the Kicks.
Well, Gordon Jago was over there screaming on the bench to get the ball back to Cortez so that they could call a timeout and try to get Kevin Smith into the game. So that looks like what Dallas will do here with the 4:40 mark upon us. Kicks look like they're going to the 6th attacker next on Fox. Tattoo. Out to Smith. 2 minutes left in the game. Doyle shot is in! Through the 5-hole, right between the legs of Dan Madsen. And it's a 4-3 game. Don't go away yet. New life for Dallas as Doyle gets his 2nd goal of the game. And you'll see it come from Tattoo. It'll go right between the wickets. In fact, if you look at this again, I think he went through the wickets twice. Sure did. Through both Dallascat and Madsen. The old double nutmeg. I cannot recall that one. That's worth something in croquet. I'm not sure if it gives you anything extra in the indoor game. Well, here we go. The final 95 seconds. Dallas needs one more to tie. Kevin Smith. Tattoo. And this should be, oh, that should have been a corner kick for Dallas. They missed that one. That looked like it was off of Sacramento. Mid-floor, all the way back to Kevin Smith. Minute 15 to go. Here's Doyle. Over to Tattoo. Doyle and Smith. Here's Tattoo in the corner. And this one out of bounds off of the Knights. Tattoo will do the honors, sends Pedraza away. He's got Rojas and Pedraza in deep. Centering! They tied the score with 55 seconds to go. It was Tattoo off of the restart. And let's see who gets the goal out in front. It may have been Rojas. Let's check it. You know, I think they're going to give Tattoo the credit. Yeah, because it actually goes off of a Knights player. Dallascat looks like he was trying to redirect. And Tattoo will get credit for that goal. Well, 2 6th attacker goals for Dallas, and we are tied at 4. Still 50 seconds to go. Let's see now if the Sidekicks have a miracle finish. We are tied at 4 with 45 seconds to go. And 2 6th attacker goals for Dallas. One from Doyle, one from Tattoo. Tattoo's unassisted. Powers clearing the ball long. 35 seconds and counting. Now we've got a whistle and a foul call on Rusty Troy. Well, just when it looked like the Sidekicks had just nothing left in the tank, down 4-1, they come flying back in this one in the 4th quarter and get 3 goals. 2 from Doyle, 1 from Tattoo. But still some soccer to be played. Right out in front. Here's Tattoo. Cortez over to jump on it. There you see the time remaining. Doyle with it. Trying to squeeze it through to Bo Brown. 10 seconds left. Here's Doyle with the long ball. Madsen takes it. And he can most part here. We are headed to overtime. The Dallas Sidekicks get 2 sixth-attacker goals from Doyle and Tattoo. And we will go to overtime. 10 minutes, and the first one to score wins. It is 4-4 between the Sidekicks and the Knights here on Fox. Welcome back to Reunion Arena. We are all tied at 4 as the Sidekicks get 2 sixth-attacker goals. There's Tattoo, who scores one of those 2, assists on the other. And David Doyle getting the other one. Doyle had 2 goals for Dallas in that fourth quarter. And Scott Murray, just when it looked like the Sidekicks were completely dead in the water, they get new life.
They certainly did, Wally. As I came down here just behind the Sidekicks bench, you could hear Gordon Jago yelling to the troops on the field, get it into the corner, get it to Tattoo in the corner. And apparently he knew what he was talking about, because that's what they did and capitalized twice and tied the game at 4, and now we go to OT.
Well, it's been the old Salty Dog veterans that have done it, as all 5 points coming for Tattoo and Doyle, as Tattoo gets goal number 21, assist 25 and 26. Doyle gets his 24th and 25th goal. Now let's take a look at that last one again. As you see, you can just see a foot punch the ball in the wrong direction. That was Dolliscat, who puts hands on head and says, "Oh, dadgummit." And there you see Keith Weller talking to the troops here. And again, first one to score wins. We'll put 10 minutes on the clock. And then if both teams still tied after that, we go to the shootout. And Dallas has been involved in a couple of those shootouts this year. But in overtime this year, here's how it looks. Sacramento has lived the charmed life. They are 3-0 in overtime. And Dallas playing their 7th overtime game this year. They are 2-4. A little bit of an acting job that time. And Mark Thomas serving 2 minutes, and Sidekicks got away with one there. The flop from Kevin Smith. And they officially call it a trip. But generally speaking, you see that play let go many times. But Dallas will take it because they need the win. So with 7:22 left in the overtime, first one to score wins. Here comes Kevin Smith. The man advantage for Dallas, but again, Sacramento, the #1 penalty kill team in the league. Here's Doyle. Tattoo in the corner. Dallas from 3 goals down tied this game. Here's Tattoo in deep. Troy, it's over. It's over. Rusty Troy breaks the streak. The losing streak is over for Dallas. And Sacramento is shell-shocked. Gordon Jago comes over and shakes hands with Keith Weller. Rusty Troy gets the game winner, beating Dan Madsen to his right. And what seemed like an insurmountable lead just about 15 minutes ago becomes a 5-4 overtime win for Dallas. Rusty Troy eating this one up. The Sidekicks, in desperate need of life, find it late on a Sunday night at Reunion. Our final score, the Dallas Sidekicks 5, the Sacramento Knights 4. Back after this on Fox.
Kicks trailing by a score of 4-1 in the fourth and final period, came back and tied it, and the veterans coming through. David Doyle gets the 3rd goal. Tattoo ties it at 4-all. We go to overtime, and Rusty Troy gets the game winner. Boy, that was a dandy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big win for us, Scott. I mean, we lost 5 in a row. We can win in a halftime 3-1 down, and I mean, you just look at all the faces in the locker room, and you know, this team never quits. But we're thinking maybe here it goes again. But you know, we pulled together tonight and we said, look, we can't afford to lose this game. We can't afford it for our fans, and we can't afford it for our record. So we did it.
Tell us about the game winner.
It was kind of interesting. You know, it got really crowded in there, and that's kind of how it is sometimes in the sixth attacker. We score some weird goals. Tattoo tried to play the ball across, and the goalkeeper got a piece of it. It just came, you know, bouncing right out to me. I had the whole net, and I just said, just put it on goal. Let's get out of here.
I don't think this team, since it joined the CISL back in '93, had ever lost 5 games in a row. 4 games, losses here at Reunion. This team now had lost to Sacramento for 5 straight games. What was it that Gordon said to you in the halftime that maybe turned it around? Because the third quarter was still kind of a sluggish third quarter for you guys, and then in the fourth quarter you get the penalty, and you know, you go on the power play, and suddenly things start to turn around.
Right. You know, Gordon realizes that for whatever reason, you know, we're in a little bit of a slump now, and it's, you know, he just told us we have to play our way out of it. You know, we always give 110%. He said just continue to give 110%, and when we get out of the slump, we'll get out of it. And, you know, I'm hoping that we're out of it. You know, it's not the way you want to win a game. It's 2 six-attacker goals, but we scored the goals when we needed to, and then we got the one in overtime. So, you know, Gordon just said go out there, keep it going, and, you know, hopefully good things will happen. Injuries have been a major part of this team thus far this season. Do you really feel deep down that you've got a chance to now turn it around right now and make it happen and go into the playoffs on a good note? I sure hope so, Scott. We've been so, you know, so injury prone all season long. Myself, I'm just now getting fit over a knee, and hopefully David can rest himself now. We have 2 games. This next weekend coming up is our last back-to-back. After that, it's 1 game a weekend, and, you know, hopefully we can get fit, we can get Tattoo healthy, and I'll tell you what, we're gonna be there when it's all said and done. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? I'll tell you what, it's great. Okay, thank you very much. Rusty Troy gets the game winner tonight, and the Sidekicks come back from a 4-1 deficit. Beat Sacramento. The Knights lose it in overtime by a score of 5-4. Rusty Troy, the star of the night here at Reunion. We're back with more after this.
A thriller from Reunion Arena tonight. Sidekicks wait until late to get it done. 5-4 our final in overtime as they found themselves down 4-1 in the fourth, and then here's the winner in OT after they had tied it 4-4. Tattoo in the corner, and there you see Rusty Troy, who was able to redirect the high ball into the left corner, and there's a guy who is happy to end several streaks for Dallas. 5-game losing streak, 4-game Reunion Arena losing streak, and a 5-game losing streak to Sacramento, and there you see it again, the weird bounce, and Troy just does a great job of redirecting, and he's one happy camper. Rusty Troy, his 11th goal of the year, none bigger than that one. 5-4 the final here on Fox.